What is good, my guys and girls of YouTube? My name is Justin Omoe. For those who know me, I teach people about music. Hit subscribe if you are interested. I got a comment on my channel the other day or yesterday. I don't have the computer on, so I can't really reference your name. Sorry, but he or her, him, his, whatever, they asked basically, what was your education for music like? Where'd you go for learning and all that stuff? Because they're going to college too. And I want to talk to y'all because, you know, I don't know if I said it enough or I haven't said it too much, but I really advocate not going to college when it comes to wanting to build a music career, because you could obviously learn all this stuff online like I have back in my days. It's a mixture of basically me coming home from school, sitting on my bed, where my bed was right here, like where I'm sitting, and in the corner of my room where these guitars are now. See that corner? There was a dresser, which is actually over there now, in under my shit. Alright, fuck it. Dresser, and then I had my Windows 98 computer and dial-up internet wire just going all the way through to the phone or wherever it was supposed to go. I don't even remember. And yeah, that was my life right there. Basically, come home, sit down, watch shit on the internet, whether it be YouTube or Music Theory.net. I think that was around. I don't even remember. The War Beats, they were a good company back in the day. Well, not company. Yeah, website. One of the two. Basically, music forum websites. I would go there and learn too. But the biggest way that I learned everything was simply by reading the book called FL Studio's Manual. It's not an actual book. Just go on FL Studio right now. Hit F1. You'll be opened up to a help menu, basically the manual, instruction manual, and read it from top to bottom. That's all I did, and I learned everything from them on ImageLine. My God, that's why I can't thank them enough, because that's where all my education came from. They teach you about everything, the links, the faders, the mixer, what it does. They talk about the loudness war, they talk about the compressors, limiters, what these things do, how they operate, delays, everything, wet, dry. That's where I learned everything from. That's pretty much where I learned everything. Like I said, straight up just dial-up internet, Windows 98. And at this time it wasn't 100% on music, because I wouldn't have gotten my first actual music, you know, thing until like 2009. That's when I had a good computer to actually, you know, work in the programs. Because come on, Windows 98. Let's talk about it. How about in school? Because I know schools have things like band or I don't know, digital music and all that. I did not have any music classes until the last period of my last year in school, which is 12th grade. And that class did not teach me shit. Not because I already knew everything, which is true, but the class was full of goons, man. I ain't gonna lie. It was full of goons. They would not stop talking. They would just start fucking around, rap battling, roasting each other. And the class was full of those production keyboards, so you could actually play on it and shit. And these fucking kids, every day they would just make a beat or make some music or some shit and just start rapping and being, you know, fuckery. There was a handful of us that actually cared, and by a handful I mean like 4, but the rest of the people were like, fuck it, I don't want to learn shit, I just want to fuck around. And I could see the hatred in my teacher's eyes, and even I heard him murmur around, you know, these fucking kids. And he knew I was a good person though. I was one of them people that was like, man, could y'all just shut up for a second? I want to learn something. Because, you know, I actually wanted to learn music. It was the actual only thing that I wanted to learn, and that was the only class they had, and I didn't get shit out of it. But that's okay, because I already knew everything from that class. Once I graduated from high school, I went straight to college because my mom forced me into it, even though I did not want to go to college, because I knew everything about music. And this would reflect for the, I don't know how many years, 3, 4, 5 years that I went to college. And keep in mind, I don't have a degree. Just think about that for a second. I left college with 59 credits. They said, oh, if you want to graduate, you want to get a degree, you have to get credits in specific classes like English 2. The fuck I need English 2 for? I left high school with all goddamn AP classes, man. And they want English 2 credit. But yeah, anybody and their moms, well, not their minds. But anybody should know that if you want to build yourself with music, you actually got to do music and create music and be good with music, and you're good. The only time you would want to go to college for music, in my opinion, is if it's something like music business, like I have right here in my hand. They want to be a business major or whatever. That's the time I feel like you want to do that. Either that or you want to work with, like, you know, big places like, I don't know, basketball stadiums or baseball stadiums or Universal's music and all that stuff. The theme parks I'm talking about. But if you want to make music on your own and build yourself up like a business from it, or, you know, have fans or whatever, that's all things you should do at home and basically work yourself doing it. It's not something you preferably have to go to college for. I'm not saying college is bad though, because I did meet some friends there. I got some friends, and, you know, everything's cool. Sorry, back to the topic though. Everything that I learned in college, I already knew. Even English and all that shit, I knew all about that stuff. Let's see, I had another digital music class, and that class was way better though. That was on Saturdays. I had to take a 3-hour bus ride to get there and come back home for one class, and it was a waste of my time, dog. All the shit he taught, I already knew. The only difference was that he actually had equipment. And, you know, I finally looked at the equipment, which was cool. And, you know, we did some stuff like learning how to roll cables nicely and signal flow. That was probably the only two major things that I've cared about. Other music classes, I have Music Theory 1, 2, Sight and Ear Training 1, 2. Everything's easy, A, B, C's, 1, 2, 3s. I did have a keyboarding class, which was pretty nice. Performance for keyboard, and that was pretty fun. All you do is just play the keyboard, learn how to play it, play some songs, play it for the teacher. And yeah, sometimes I was going through some dark times, and I remember like just busting a tear out in front of the teacher because I knew how sympathetic he is. So I'm over here trying to play this song even though I didn't really practice it because fuck school. And he was like, man, I understand. It's okay. You still pass, though. If that teacher's watching right now, I'm sorry, man. I kind of used you like a fool. Oh, I did have a vocal performance class, too, which was... there's another story to it. But basically, it was this one teacher that said, you know, I work with Hilary Duff, and all these Disney people. And the whole time, instead of singing, we would just talk about women. That's how it was, basically. Talking about girls and shit like that. I didn't learn shit from him. Well, he kind of gave me some singing exercises, but that's basically it. Another music class I had in college was music business, like the book I have right here, which was by far the most informational class I've had to this date when it comes to music and classes. Yeah. You cannot mess around with business though. If you want to learn business, I say pay somebody to learn business from, aka go to class for it, because they will teach you and they will help you learn. My teacher was a guy in a goddamn wheelchair, and he had crutches and stilts, and he was a manager of a famous, now kind of bankrupt music studio down here in Florida, in Orlando. But yeah, music business, probably the only thing I learned over there that was informational. And the last class I remember taking in college with music, which is another review class, was basically MIDI. And this is where I actually got to use Logic Pro X because, let's face it, I'm a broke boy. I don't want to spend and waste money on an Apple computer right now. So yeah, I learned Logic Pro X there. Basically read the goddamn manual from it too. But yeah, that's practically it. Everything else in college was, I don't know, use. Everything in college was useless except for music business. Everything else that I learned would be from online if I had to learn about something else, like, for example, loudness units. I don't think FL Studio really talked about that because they don't have that meter on there. So yeah, and plus technology advanced, that's when loudness unit came in and all that. Everything I learned was from researching online, and then review was in college. I did not need it. Shit, I'll be honest, I don't even think I need music business the way I'm working. But I'm glad I have it. If there's any advice I would like to tell some of you guys and girls is that if you are a kid, a teenager, and you are really, really into learning music, obviously read that goddamn FL Studio manual. That is the best thing to do. And then come over here if you want to learn some extra stuff. I do some video, things about it, over 700. So yeah, check it out. And if you got parents that really complain to you about going to college, man, kick them in the pussy. And one more thing I would like to tell you guys and girls, probably, I don't know, is it a life hack? I don't know. I feel like doing this one time myself too, is go to the colleges, the community colleges that you live near, or you know does music. Go there, go to their bookstores and actually go and buy just the books. If you want to actually learn, go to the colleges and buy the books. That would be awesome. If I did that with this book and not take the class, I feel like I would have been straight. The books cost, I don't know, it costs an arm and a leg sometimes. How much should this cost? Like $70, $80? I don't think there's a price on this thing. It was a handful, let's just say that. Thank you, financial aid. But yeah, if you buy them books, you'll be good. You'll be straight. I'm actually thinking about going there one time now, just to look at the books and buy. Hit thumbs up if you liked this video, if you felt like you got a little bit of reflection of your boy over here to you. Let me know in the comment section below what you guys and girls think, or where you guys and girls learn music from if you wanted to learn music. And yeah, I am Justin Omoe. And with that being said, peace. And have yourselves a damn good one. I'm out.